remember I worked in restaurants for a long time, and I remember people asking me, "Are you one of those born-againers?" Raise your hand if you have been asked that before at some point. So hopefully at some point. It seems like it's died down a little bit, but it seems like 15, 20 years ago, that was like, you're not one of those born-agains. I don't even like it how they say that, born-agains, born-againer. It's just, trying to call me out. And so the interesting part is it actually gave me opportunities to say, like, well, here's what that means. What do you mean? What do you think it means? And so I had some friends, that I could actually have that conversation with. But it's interesting that people have been afraid of being born again, even though Jesus said, this is necessary. So there are Christians who would say, no, I'm not born again, but I'm a Christian. I'm just not one of them. I'm not a born-againer. So it's interesting to think about, what does that even mean? And I think what they're pointing to is extremes in Christianity. So they might be saying, born-againers are too emotional. So they're not really grounded in their faith. They're just like feeling it all, right? Or they might say those people are extreme. They're devoted to their faith. And I would say, isn't that a good thing? Like, right? We studied the book of Acts, chapter 2. They were devoted, sold out, superglued, committed to these things. And then in our culture, people are like, oh, no, that's just going too far. You should have balance. You don't want to be so committed to Jesus that it changes your life. That's the whole idea, right? But I think some people would say a born-againer is somebody that is just super hyper-spiritual. Like, they're so heavenly minded that they're of no earthly good, right? And I mean, yeah, I've met people like that, but that's not what Jesus is talking about. He's not saying, I want you to be some wacko that doesn't have anything in common with anybody ever again, right? People sought out Jesus. He's the one bringing born again to everybody. Like, here's what you got to do. And yes, it was challenging, but they wanted to be with him. The messed up people wanted to be with him. The religious types, not so much. But the people who really wanted to know the truth and wanted to have a new life, they sought him out. He wasn't weird and out of touch and crazy. He was real.